Coach, and I'll take some questions after that.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Really appreciate it. Just, really happy for our players. They've worked really hard, and it was nice to be able to go a little bit deeper into our bench, even though, we had some stretches with some little bit tougher lineups in there. I thought it was important to go deeper today, and I thought Ashton just had an incredible game for us. Really happy for her. She's a young lady that, somebody said right after the game, what got into Judd? And I said, the only thing that's gotten into Judd is her work ethic, and she's been so consistent going back to June, July, 2-a-days every day, and then she carried that over into the fall. And you just know, for players that put that kind of work in, that things are gonna, come together for them. And so, even down the stretch, I thought some really unselfish plays that she could have tried to force the issue and maybe get to that career high. And she had some nice assists late and some attempted assists. So, just thought all around really great game for her. Thought we did, having 27 assists. I think it says 27 assists on 36 field goals, something to be proud of. I thought we did a lot of possessions defensively that was really good. Clearly, way too many turnovers, got careless. We want to play up tempo, but we've got to be quick and not in a hurry. And so that's an area that we just got to have better discipline with. Put them at the free throw line too many times. So plenty of things that we've still got to hone in on and get better, but happy for our girls and love the energy that they're playing with.
Ashton, what did you start to feel that your offensive game was clicking tonight?
I don't ever think there was a moment. I was just making sure that I let the game come to me, and I think my teammates did a great job of finding me, and obviously we have some high-caliber freshmen coming in and just some high-caliber returners, so they do attract a lot of attention, so as long as I can win that one-on-one matchup, I don't have much else to worry about.
Ashton, you're all only 2 games into your sophomore year, obviously, but do you feel like the game slowed down for you at all?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I've never really thought about it. Again, I just try to let the game come to me and let it follow.
Robin, when you have young players, especially the freshmen, kind of getting offensive looks and scoring, what's that like in terms of development? What are you looking for in that regard?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, when you have your freshmen having offensive looks and kind of getting them, like Abbey scoring 17, Grace scoring 17 to 19,
Yeah.
How do you kind of evaluate that? Or is it just looking at the offensive looks they're making and
Yeah.
the baskets they're taking?
Well, again, we get to see it every day in practice, and our freshman class came in June and laced them up and started to compete from day one. I mean, they just, they love the game. They're just constantly doing more than what's required. They're wanting to get in extra, they're wanting to watch film. They're mature beyond their years, way mature beyond their years in their approach to the game. They like to have fun, but man, they compete every day in practice. It's been, and I noticed it in the summer months. And so, this is the first time for some of you guys to see our freshmen perform, but they've come in from day one and really done a great job for us.
Coach, with some of the turnovers, it seemed like a lot of them were happening on just attempted passes. Was there more of an emphasis in just passing in general that led to both more assists and more turnovers there? What's kind of the balance with some of that?
I just, we definitely want to play more up tempo. It would be one thing if our shots were, our turnovers were all coming in transition, but they're not. They're on our outlet passes. They're just soft bobbled, not collecting with 2 hands, not playing off 2 feet. I wish there was a common theme, but I think it's all just a little rushed and sloppy. We talk a lot about trying to be a really disciplined team, not allowing, giving up ticky-tack fouls that puts other teams at the free throw line. They got there 24 times tonight. We had 25 turnovers. We still met our assist-to-turnover ratio, believe it or not, with 27 assists. But I think we all know, to win at a high level, that's something that absolutely has to get cleaned up. And so they've worked too hard for it. Like I said, they compete every day. They work really hard. They do more than what's required, and that's a controllable thing that we need to clean up.
Abbey, you were coming off the bench this game. You end up 3rd in time of total play this game. How are you able to handle and just embrace that larger role?
I know obviously with a couple of girls out, that's brought me the opportunity to be on the floor more. So I've just kind of stepped up to that opportunity, kind of had to mature a little bit quicker as a freshman. And I think just my coaches have just prepared me to play this role, and all my teammates are making it easy for me.
Abbey and Ashton, it looked like Indiana State threw a zone on defense for a large stretch of tonight. How are you all able to find success on offense against that zone?
We prepared for it in our scout and just our past practices, so we had repercussions ready.
I would also just add in, like, we tried to work the ball around a lot and get good ball movement. When we were able to get the ball into the middle, we were able to draw them in and kick out for good shots.
I mean, I know having Denial have a waiver denied is kind of, it's not, obviously not great, but picking up the backup point guard role, what's that been like for you the last couple of weeks, and how's it been?
Yeah, I've had a lot of help from my coaches. It kind of sprung upon us pretty quick once Avery got down, but her and Dee have obviously been helping me a lot, even if they're out. So they've been really helping me step into the role because I haven't really had much experience, especially in the SEC. So they're really helping me out.
Coach, 11 of the 12 players that played for you tonight scored at least one basket. Could you just talk about how much better your team is when more people are sharing the rock and scoring the ball?
I think that's outstanding. I think, I think a lot of it goes to just, it's about the front of the jersey. I don't think anyone's got any individual goals that's bigger than what our team goals are. And so I think, anytime you have 27 assists, I think that's a lot of unselfish play. And we talk a lot about transferring the advantage and really trying to draw those opportunities to transfer the advantage. And, it's just, I think it's a really connected and unselfish team. And I think on any given night, we've got several people that offensively can put numbers up for us. I mean, tonight's the night that you score 98 and Haley Frank was 1 for 4. I mean, who would have thought, right? But I think it's just a testament, again, to this is a group that has worked extremely hard and that have done so much more than what's been required. And so give them all the credit for their work ethic and their investment into our program.
Coach, you talk a lot about the offensive end, but on the defensive end, Indiana State's Bella Finnegan and Kylie Bass, they entered the game. They both had 20-point performances. You hold them to a combined 14, 5 of 16 from the field. How are you able to corral some of those higher scores on their team?
Yeah, I think I will say this. I think Indiana State plays really hard. I know Kylie just from being a Missouri kid and then playing at SLU, and I think she's just such a great young lady. But, I thought defensively we had maybe a little bit more length on them. I thought we did a pretty decent job at times switching defensively and just passing people around. And so I think that definitely helped. And I think the pace that we're playing at, I just felt like with us being able to go so deep, maybe fatigue became a factor at times too. And, that's something that we really want to pride ourselves on, of knowing that it's a marathon, not a sprint, but the more that we can put that pressure on and play in that pace, that if we can go a little bit deeper into our bench, that as the game goes on, it'll wear teams down. And I think probably fatigue probably played a little bit of a factor in that.
Coach, what did you see from Grace to be able to settle down after that first quarter and end up with, I think she had 17 as well?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty quiet 17. I looked up and she had 14, and you would have never known, but she can score in a variety of ways. She does such a great job running her lanes in transition. She's long. I mean, her stride steps are, she can cover a lot of ground in 2 steps, but she can also play with her back to the basket. So I think just her versatility in the way that she's able to score.
Robin, before the year, you kind of mentioned you want to play different lineups, kind of see how things kind of mesh like that. What did you learn about some of the different lineups you played so far at the games?
Yeah, well, we've had some tough lineups in there. That last 5 minutes, we haven't played 2-3 zone one day in practice, and we said, hey, we're gonna play 2-3 zone because of some of the matchups. And so, I think we've got a lot of freshmen that it's important we get them minutes. Judd's still just a sophomore. She needs to get reps. You've got grad transfers that need to, just get comfortable with different lineups, and so I anticipate we'll be in this situation for a while. I think the deeper we can go, longer into the season, I think it's to our benefit for sure.
Abbey and Ashton, tonight Mama had 7 assists, 3 steals, and a handful of fouls drawn. Could you just talk about her leadership, not just at the guard spot, but for this team in general?
Yeah, I think Mama's a presence every game, and kind of like Coach P said about Grace, she's just some of that stuff goes unnoticed, and just shows how unselfish she is, trying to find the extra pass, find the extra player, and get us open shots. And she could 100%, try to force the issue, get her own, but she looks for everybody else, and she's very unselfish when she plays. So very lucky to have her as a point guard.
Yeah, and her presence on defense is no surprise to us. Like, she brings so much quickness and energy, and she's just really good to have out there. And we always know she's got our back, and we got to have her back too.
We'll take 1 or 2 more. Robin, when you look, obviously signing day yesterday, when you look at the signing class you got, what excites you the most about those two, and are you done?
Yeah, really excited about Mariah in London. Mariah, she honestly, for those that have followed our program over the years, reminds me a lot of an Amber Smith. Just a big guard that she's explosive, she's athletic, she can play faced up, she's, has the ability to play with her back to the basket, and just brings great versatility, which obviously is important in our system to be able to play inside and out. And then London, just a very dynamic point guard, really great floor general, really great leadership qualities, scoring point guard, and so having depth at that position is going to be really important too. No, we're not done. We'll pick up a couple more, and excited about some of the young ladies we're talking to, and we'll add a few more before it's all said and done.
And what are some of the challenges of recruiting in the post-COVID era, if we can call it that?
I think some kids make decisions a lot easier or sooner just because of that 5th year and, not knowing but we're almost through that cycle. I think you went through where players don't need to be on campuses as much. I think NIL plays a role in early commitments too, and sometimes you don't need to see as much depending upon what's, offered at different schools, and so there's just a lot of factors. But I'm sure it's different for every school.
We'll take 1 more.
Abby, was that the night celebration after a 3 in the?
Oh, what?
I guess
I didn't see it.
I'm a Curry fan, so I got that from him.
All right, we'll end on that. Thank you guys.
She looked over at the bench.
Oh, boy.
Need to clip it.
Clip it.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's already on.
Check some fancy too. And do I post to the Xbox as well? Or just Dave?
No, just Dave.
Okay.